What's up everyone, this is Cloud Chief, and in today's video I am bringing you a guide for the July 2018 Ambuscade. Now, the interesting thing about this Ambuscade is this was the third intense Ambuscade that was ever released back 2 years ago. In this Ambuscade, you will face up against a bunch of Yagudo, mainly the Yagudo Summoner, which is the mega boss. If you're doing normal or below, the summoner will be teamed up with a black mage, a bard, and a samurai. If you're doing difficult, a monk will be added to the mix, and if you're doing very difficult, a ninja that will be added in addition to the monk. So the gimmick for this month's Ambuscade is really that you need to burn down the avatar before you actually burn down the summoner. So you want to make sure you take out Garuda. If Garuda is left alive, the boss gets an aura, he gets ridiculous evasion, and when I'm saying ridiculous evasion, I'm saying my main's war, who is master and has an Empyrean, had about 20% accuracy when I was doing it on very easy for the seal for the week. In addition to the summoner getting ridiculous evasion, he also gets really strong spikes that can easily break 1k damage on the higher difficulties. He of course loses the evasion and the spikes when Garuda is taken out. So whenever Garuda is present, you want to make sure that you take her down before you take out the mega boss. For me personally, I like to have the tank go in, get hate on everything, and then pull it back to the start. I like pulling it back to the start because I think it gives you the most space to spread out. Plus, if you're staying up against the walls, in the event something bad happens and you start to wipe, it's easy to get people up and you can reset if need be. In addition to being able to reset easily, the tank will have a much better time shield blocking and mitigating damage if he can have all the mobs lined up. You want to take out the casters first, then the melees, leaving the ninja for last if you're doing very difficult. Personally, I like taking out the black mage, then the bard, then the sam, then the monk, then the ninja. I've had plenty of parties that have changed that order around a little bit, like they'll do the bard first and then the black mage. Personally, I like the black mage because I believe the nukes and typically black mage sleepgas have a wider range and are a little stronger against players. So I see sleepga and the nukes being a little more of a threat than the bard. But again, all the ads go down relatively quick, so it's not really that big of a deal. Just figure out what order your party wants to do it and stick to the party order, because that's going to give you the best chance of success. All the mobs, and I do mean all the mobs, including the mega boss and the summon or Garuda, can be slept. Now, they seem to resist dark-based sleeps more than light-based sleeps, so Lullaby is recommended, but it is definitely possible, even on very difficult, to not have any sleeps and just have a really good tank, super tank everything while you just burn the ads down really fast. If you are a melee, I highly recommend you turning auto-target off. There's nothing worse than you finishing off an ad and then you quickly auto-target another ad and then you quickly wake it up if you have, people sleeping. Plus, you don't want to auto-target the mega boss if Garuda's out and then you happen to connect your hits. You get hit with spikes and then you die. So turning auto-target off for this Ambuscade is highly recommended. Also, when the mega boss resummons Garuda, he will oftentimes Astral Flow, and then Garuda will do Aerial Blast. She will actually do Aerial Blast multiple times depending on the Mega Boss's HP. The lower HP, the more times he'll do it. Although Aerial Blast really doesn't even hurt. I believe it only hits me for about 300 to 500 on VD without bar arrow. If you're then, of course, stacking resistance spells and stuff like that, it only makes it that much more of a joke. The summoner does have an AoE move called Kamitachi. This by itself isn't really a threat that even on very difficult and just my normal TP gear probably hits me for about 700. However, if the boss war cries repeatedly, this thing can do redonkulous damage. And I mean like easily wiping pretty much anyone that gets hit by it if the Mega Boss has Warcry up. So any jobs, if you have a Corsair, you have a Bard, you have Geo, they should be trying to dispel the Mega Boss when you're on it. Keeping Warcry off will make it a joke, as the Kamidachi move is quite threatening if Warcry is up. Otherwise, it doesn't really hit that hard. And that pretty much sums up this month's Ambuscade. It was fortunate that I was able to get in some runs and figure it out. I've done all kinds of different difficulties, doing plenty of runs on VD, and honestly this month's Ambuscade is quite easy. Wouldn't be shocked at all if I could actually take Caulifla in, who only has about 200 job points, and she could handle and not really be carried doing VD. I've only done D with her so far this month, but I'm pretty sure she could handle it. I know she's got the accuracy. So that is pretty much it for this month's Ambuscade, guys. So, you know, get out there, start racking up those points. Thank you for checking out my guides. Thank you for supporting the channel, and may you have success in all you do.